I'm not able to see your screen.
Yeah, hi Vipra. So I'm sharing my screen. Actually, someone called.
Okay.
Okay, you
Okay.
can see here.
Yeah, now I can see.
So that issue, there was one Internet Explorer issue. You remember that I was trying to do that day, so it was not happening.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I tried to fix in the what you call off hours, and I was able to do that. So I will show you that example first. You can see here, I have that example like multi-browser kind of or cross browser, some option, but the cross browser.
Yeah.
Selenium multi-browser, Selenium browser launch Selenium cross browser, right? This was the example. You can see here we have Internet Explorer demo.
Yeah.
So this was one example, and this was one more example, and this was also one example. And one was multi, something was there. Let's do this. You can see here, I tried to do on this, and this was somehow I was able to success. But the main settings are this one, these two things. Okay. Other things are not important, means whether without that also you can able to process. So let me first disable these things because these things are not needed. You can see here, all the things I have commented out. Okay.
Yeah.
So main things are like what I'm taking, Internet Explorer options I'm taking. This class is there. And two things I'm doing here, ignore zoom settings. That should be true. And Internet Explorer driver dot introduce flakiness by ignoring security domains. So two things I am doing here. And after that, in the Internet Explorer, what you have to do here, go to your Internet Explorer, go to your properties, and go to your security. Okay. So it says that this should be on. Enable protected mode, and the settings should be same for all the options. So like internet is what level you are having, local internet also same level you achieve, and trusted side also same level, and restricted side also. So this will restricted side you can ignore, means these three settings should be same. So internet, local internet, and trusted side, and the settings should be on for all the browsers or all the like whatever the options is there zone wise, no? So all should be same. So once you do that, then you come to your protocol, the code part, and the code part is almost same what you have seen here. So I'm just using here system.set property and the location of the WebDriver I'm using here just like that. So either it is 32-bit or 64-bit, it doesn't matter. I'm just using the 32-bit. So if you want to confirm like which one I am using, so I go to the driver and just try to run it. This is the file I'm going to run it. So if I'm double clicking, so you can see here it's executing 32-bit. Okay. I do have 64-bit as well. You can see here. One of this is 64-bit. This is 64-bit. So if I want to try, I can try with that as well. So you already know from where I can download and or I can configure all these things. So I have kept 32-bit for the this execution. So this I don't need. This is not needed. And this also I don't need. If I'm using this, then this line is not needed. Actually, when I have the Maven project, then this will come into the picture. But since now I don't have the Maven project, I'm just using the normal project. So I have downloaded this one and I have kept in the driver location, then I'm using. So two main settings I'm using here. You can see these are the settings and then the normal, like I just put all the things in the capabilities, and while instantiating the Internet Explorer driver, I pass that capabilities. So what it will do, the settings you have done, those settings will be enabled during browser launch. So this will be launching the browser, and once the browser is launched, so I'm just doing the maximize, and after that I'm setting the URL and I'm passing the URL here, and no need of like implicit bit, but if you want you can put it, it's up to you. So you can see here, I have tried two ways. One is JavaScript executor and one is like normal submit. Okay. So both are working. Means I will just show you the demo. One is via JavaScript. If I want to click, so how I will click, and if I want to normal submit button or click button, so how I can click. So if this is working, it means our code is 100% working. Because earlier what was happening, whenever I was trying to use Internet Explorer, the browser was launched, the URL was open, and after that when I was trying to use driver.find element, it was unable. So there was the issue, it was not working, right? So this is fixed because of the settings, security settings. So now I have everything, and now I can show you the demo. So firstly, I show you the manually what I'm going to do here. Then you will understand it more. This is the URL. I'm going here. I'm opening it. Just going there, and there is a track button. You can see there is a track button. I'm clicking here. If I click here, this page will be opened like this. You can see here, this page will be open. Tracking service under maintenance or whatever it is there, it will show you like that. So just see whether via automation also I am able to get the same screen or not. So I'm just going to run it. You can see it already clicked there, and when it is completed,
Yeah.
so track your FW, whatever it is, that message is not coming, it's under maintenance, but it's successfully completed. You can see end of the
Yeah.
program and no error came. So this was like normal way. If I want to use via JavaScript executor, so I will just disable this and I will enable JavaScript executor.
Hmm.
Right click. So here I'm same using this as a web element and passing this for a clicking purpose. And this is for a scrolling purpose. You can see window dot scroll by, and horizontal I have disabled, vertical I have made a enable. So 2000 I'm putting. You can see here. It's worked. It's working, right? So same
Yeah.
thing I'm getting via automation. So it's working. And after 5 seconds, it will close automatically, and this will fast. You can see here, end of the
Yeah.
program automatically, and it worked. So this was the something which we have to take care while executing the Internet Explorer. So this was the one, and like second option, I can show you somewhere second example also. So this is something like grow99.com site, and you go there first. I will show you one more example. Right clicking, opening this web page, and I'm putting this, what you call, file. Okay, this file for upload. There is upload button, so you will click here and it will take any file for. So it is from the desktop, like a study material, and I'm taking this file. Very important, something like that. Selenium. This one I'm taking. Then I'm clicking this one, then I'm clicking submit file like that. So this file successfully completed. So this is something I tried with the Internet Explorer. So you can see here mainly two things I have taken. One is like security one, and this is not needed. One is zoom settings I need, right? Zoom setting is here. This is needed. So no compilation error is there. This is not needed. I will just, this is also not needed. Here I'm using desired capabilities, but this example I was taking, but one Internet Explorer option. So let me take this as well. Let's keep it same because it is coming here cross mark. I don't want to do that way. Import. So you can see here this error is gone here. This cross mark was coming. This is gone. So only two options I'm taking here, and this is just for deleting all the cookies. It's a new code for you. Because if you want like cookies should be deleted, so you can put this, otherwise no need. And rest of the things are same as you can see it should work. So I'm just launching what Internet Explorer, and then I'm just trying to upload the file and just trying to click on this check mark and click on this submit button, and then it should work like that. Right click, run as Java. Some error is there. What is the error? Invalid argument exception. This file which does not exist. So if I pass this directly here without this one, that sequence not accepting should be filed. Load. I think some locator issue is there. No, but it's saying that path not found, right? See a different browsers automation when you are doing. So this will like a problem while file upload. Sometimes it will accept the path and sometimes it will not accept the path. So I'm just trying to look into that. What is the issue? It says that this is not a valid, which does not exist. So I'm copying it and searching it in the main. This file is existing or not. It's correct. Name is not correct. So let me check whether anything is of need to be updated. Study materials. So just right click, copy as path, come back, check here and paste it. So when you will put the left slash, now it will be double slash. So should be okay. Now I'm going to try. Actually, the file is name was issue, something like that. So let's retry. Yeah, this time it worked. You see here, and then we will click on submit file. 5 seconds, and it worked. You can see it worked, right?
Yeah.
So this is also working code. I'm just looking any other examples was there. So track one I have already shown you. So this was okay. This one also I have shown you. Any other test Internet Explorer example was not there. So that should be okay. Means you can just try any of the browser. It should work. So one was like Google search. So let's try this one this time. So clean session is not needed. Zoom setting is needed. So I'm just, you can put clean session. It's okay. Once you put clean session, so it will be like cleared everything, the cache and everything, and it will like launch the clean session. But the most important thing is this and this. Okay. So I'm just going to do a Google search and we'll see whether it is working or not. So last time it was not working. This time it should work because I have fixed that security settings issue. So that was the main thing. You can see. So page is launched, Google search, it should work. I think this is the issue. It will create some problem, but I have just manually clicked it. No such element exception. So this is the issue. I mean, it's a locator issue is there. Okay, let me check. Well, Internet Explorer, you can see here, we don't have the option to call inspect, right? Then how you will do? Go to here and go to settings. Sorry, go to settings, not go to tools. You can see here more tools and developer tools is there. Control plus Shift plus I. You can click this and then you can inspect the web element. Seeing that some things unsupported by Microsoft. Then how to inspect? Okay, let me try this one. I think it should work. I'm just removing this part. It's a located issue actually. So I try to fix it. Yeah, this is working. You can see. Can see here, right? It work expected. So in this way, you can set some examples and like you can try with Internet Explorer. Actually, it's not problem like it will not work. So there are some settings you need to do and then it should work. So this is working as expected. Now I'm coming back to the TestNg part. So TestNg part you have already seen so many things last time. So when we were doing the parallel execution, so there are some settings for the parallel execution you need to know for the TestNg. Now you have the concept of TestNg field.xml as well. So let me open this file because it has a lot of things to discuss. You see here, I was supposed to discuss the listener today, the TestNg, and one is depend on groups. So first, let me go to the groups, then I will come to the depends on groups part. So we have that file in the TestNg where we have some groups. Okay, you can see here. So this is the main file where I have created some groups. So this is the grouping section. You can see here. This is a smoke group, this is sanity group, and this is smoke group, and this is sanity group. So now you have to design one method which is dependent on a particular group. Means I want to run that particular method means once my all the group particular all the test is run. Okay. So let me go to that particular things and depends on groups I will create. I'm going to create one method and that will contain depend on groups. You can see here. I will not put these things. This is just I'm putting 8, test case number 8, and after demo of depends on groups. Means you just want to do something, some setting which you want to display or like kind of some connection reset or some file to be closed after execution of a particular group. So those things you can put those codes over here. So for demo purpose, I'm just showing that when it is going to be called. Just give me 1 second. Okay.
Yeah.
Anji Vipraji. Yes. So I was discussing about depends on groups. So depends upon groups, like how we are going to call it. So first we have to create one test case. Okay. And in this, I have will put a condition that if my all the test case of a particular group is successful, then you can execute this one. Okay. So I will just put a control space bar. I will put a parenthesis, then control space bar. Then it will show me that depends on group. And suppose that I just want to take it for one group. So I'm just putting a sanity. Okay. You can see here. So it says that when all the sanity group will pass, then only this will run. Okay. Otherwise it will not run. So I will show you. This is I'm removing assertions from here just for demo purpose because of sanity, right? If any test case will fail, then it will not run. So just you see here, this is the first test case. It is going to pass. Then it is also going to pass. Every sanity is going to pass. So just worried about sanity. Okay, so let's execute it because it has a condition depends on groups. So when sanity will be passed, it will automatically execute. You can see this message is printed. demo of depends on groups sanity, it's passed. So once, let me do one thing. I just purposefully failing the sanity one. So I'm just going to a sanity test case and failing this one. Okay. Now I will check if one test case is failed, then whether it will run or not. Okay. So my purpose of checking is this one only. So let me go there. Because that says that depends on group. You see here, you just look for that one, whether demo of depends on group printed or not. So it never printed. You can see here one assertion error came, and due to that it is never printed. You can see demo of sanity. So nothing printed like that. You can see, right?
Yeah.
So this is the purpose of this, means if all the test case of a particular group is passed, then you run this. But you can have like multiple groups as well. This is just one group I have put, but for demo purpose, you can create multiple. So if you have a multiple, then you have to put it like that. Now I have two groups, right?
Mm.
So I will put in the curly brackets and I will put like this. Okay. So now it is dependent on two groups. It's an AND condition. This and this will pass, then only it will run. So probably if first time I'm taking the positive one, yes, everything is positive, everything is going to pass. Then you see this message is printed on it. You can see here, this is printed. Demo on depends on sanity is printed. Can see. So this was some mainly dedicated to this one. So just focus on this part, whether it is printed or not. Sanity and smoke. Right, some dot 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 I will put. See, as of now it's printed because all the test case pass. If any test case will fail, it will not run because it has a dependency. So dependency is what? Means any test case is failing, don't execute this. So like maybe some condition would be there, like where you have to achieve this kind of goal. So you can think of this. This option is available for you. So let me purposefully fail one test case. 2 or 5 I'm putting here. So smoke I'm failing, but you see here impact will be on both because it is an AND condition. AND condition means anyone fail. Don't run. So it's failing. You can see assertion failing, and that is never printed. Means test case number 8 is not executed. You can see here a pass fail, everything is coming, but test case number 8 is not printed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let me take 6 here. It never printed. 1, 2, 5 only. But if I made it as a pass, then it should come. You can see here. Correct? Pass, 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 pass.
Yes.
So that is kept out of execution if because the dependency is like that. So depends on methods and depend on groups. You understand now, right? Depends on method means method name. But depends on group means like first you create the group and then provide the group name.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is also completed. Depends on groups. Now let me check if I have missed anything like that. So now we have listeners and one is verbose mode. So verbose mode is controlled by a testng.xml file. So let me go there and testng.xml file is there. You can see here we have one field called verbose. I'm just putting control space. I can see some verbose mode here there. So verbose mode is like some additional information when you are running a particular test case. So you want to provide some additional information. So level can be set from here. So it can be 1 to 9, I believe, like 0 to 9 or 1 to 9, some levels is there. So if I putting 1, so you can see here running from the testng.xml. The output will be something like more additional information controlling something like that. So you can see here when the verbose mode was 1, so this information coming like that, but it has 5. You can see here some additional information came, right? So these are like outputs controlling and additional information. I think maximum is 9. Basically, this is like controlled of the additional information. If you want, you can make it. I think it's 1 or 0. Getting confused, but normally, like people are not using nowadays verbose mode. You can see that additional information didn't come this time. Only this came. The other, normally it was coming in a 2 sections, but it didn't come like that. If I'm putting 9, just think a difference. Means let me copy this output and that output, then I will compare the output. This is the first output, right? If I'm putting 9 and then running, you can see this is the output I'm getting. You see this additional information is coming here. This all additional information is coming here. So these things were missing in the first one. If you have this, then you can just compare it. So what was the first output and what is the second output I'm getting? So it started from this first line is okay, this is okay, but after that, after annotation, test annotation, after test annotation, it just printed after suit annotation, but here it is coming additional information. Invoked method, like these are the methods invoked. So it printed like that, then it is, and this is coming at the last. So pass fail information is coming and this information is coming. So just the output of controlling verbose mode. Okay, so verbose means like additional information you can control. So this is also completed verbose mode. One is like soft assertion. Soft assertion you should know. That's what is that. So basically, soft assertions is like part of assertions in the test engine. So for that, let me check if I have some examples for that or not. If I have, then good. Otherwise, I have to create soft assert. So normally what is happening if assertions is failing, so it terminates over there and after that it is not executing further, right? But when you have soft assertion, so what it will do, it will like not break the execution and at last we are using the final assertions. There it will show what are the errors came. Consider that we have to compare 10 data, right? So first data pass, second data fail, third data pass, fourth data fail, or sixth data. Randomly any data is failing, right? And you want to validate all the data, but you don't want that it should break in between if any assertions is failing. So in that condition, you can go with the soft assertions. Okay, so for soft assertions, we have a soft assert class in testing. You can see I have like separate example for that, and its name should be soft assertions testing assertion demo. soft assertions demo. I will put here like this. It should be okay. You can see here, I have a one test method only, right? So if I will, normally what was happening? If I was using normal assert and if anything was coming in between any problem, so it was just breaking from there and it was not going further. So you can see here, I have just put one soft assertions class. You go there and check what are the things over there. So normally we have then assert all is there and assert method is also there. Basically, it is a child class of assertion. So everything is present of the assertion. You can do whatever you want, but finally you have to use here assert all. So assert all will validate all the assertions in a single go, and whenever the failures will be there, it will not break the application. So that is the main difference. So before going there, I will just show you before without using the soft assertions. If I'm using assert, assert to equals. You see here I'm putting 1 and here I'm putting like 2. When assertions will come, any failure will come, it will not go here. It will break from here. So this is the problem with the assertions. You can see here. It will never go there. It will just break from here. Where it came. And these things will never be compared and printed. So I don't want to do that game. Then I will go with the soft assertions. Normal assertions and soft assertions only one thing. Assertions, if you are asserting, then it will break the application from there only. It will not execute further wherever the error will come. But the soft assertions, it's just compare and keep the result in the memory, and at the last when you will do final assertion, it will display all the errors. So just think I'm not using soft assert, I'm just using assert. So what will happen? This will never be printed. You can see here. So it assertions came, and after that you can see line number this and this never executed like that. So this is the problem with the assertions. Assertions are good, but it's just for failing the test case. But consider that sometimes we have to compare a lot of data in a single test case. So that time it is not good, right? Because anytime any data will fail, it will not compare the further data. So this is not good. So what I am doing here, instead of assertions, I am using soft assertion. So soft assertions, every method is almost same here. Just the class is changed, and the way of changing is at last you do here assert all. So first you create the object of that. In the assert, you have the ready-made class. All the static methods are there. But in the soft asserts, we are just using reference here. You can see first you have to create the reference, and then with the reference, you are using all the what do you call methods of the assert. So I'm using here soft assert dot assert equals and 1. So this is okay, correct. Here I'm just printing the thread ID. Thread dot current thread dot get ID. And then I'm printing the date. So this is just one. And there I'm just comparing one more assertions. So this is also same, so no issue. This is also same, so no issue. So at last, when you will do the assert all, this test case will pass and it will have no issues. You can see here, test case is passed. When you go to this one, you can see this is the past test case, no problem. But you put anywhere any error because you're putting the software shell. You can see here this program will complete. Like here I'm just changing it. So here it will fail, but it will not break. It will print this first and then it will show the assertions. So this is the major difference between assertions. You can see here end of the program printed, and when I'm doing the final assertions, so it is saying that this is the issue. Only this place I found. Now consider that I found the issue here. Now issue is at the two places. So whether it will be printed or not. So it will must execute all the executions, and when you will do final assert, then only it will assert and stop the further execution. So this line is always kept at the last. Just remember that. In a test case, if you have 100 comparison, do all the comparisons, and finally the last call will be like this. You can see. Come. How many assertions failed? The following asserts failed. One is 2 and found 1. 1 2 comparison failed. Second assertion failed. ABC and 1 1 found ABC. So this was the issue. Means two places it should be there, but they printed this line into the program. Why? Because until now you are not doing this. This will never be asserted. Consider that by mistake you forgot to put this. Then what will happen? No assertions. It may just pass the test case. You can see it just passed. Without assertion, test case is getting passed. So you have to must use this one. So that's the benefit of using soft assert and assert. Now you understand? You got the idea of this soft assert?
Yeah, that
Basically, the way of using is a bit different. Soft assert class reference you have to create, and then with this reference you have to use something like similar like assert, and finally you have to at last use this. If you not use this, it will not assert, and it doesn't matter how many places it is failing. It and when you were using this one, it will show all the failures that where it's failed. Just right click. Now it has only one failures. You can see here. It failed test 1. It was expected was 2, but found 1. Okay, so this is the issue. So now we have gone through the demo of soft assert as well. Verbose mode also we have done, and soft assertions also done. Where is soft assertions? Assertions. Soft assertions. Now we have something called TestNg listeners. Okay, so listeners is like two ways we are using, either direct in the class or via testng.xml. So there are two ways to use it. So I will show you all the ways that how to use listeners. So before using listeners, you should know that what are the listeners present. If you go there, like some of the listeners they have highlighted. So what is listener? First, events are like listeners are event captures. Means whether the test case is pass or failed, it will capture. Based on that, you can control the further actions. Means if test case is pass, so you need to put some message, custom message. If test case is failed, you are putting some custom message with some screenshot. So those things you can control in the testng.xml via listeners, or in the testng you can control. So you can see here some of the listeners they have given I annotation transformer, I hookable, I involved method listener, I method interceptor, I reporter, I should, I test listener. So not everything is important. These are some samples they have given, but need basis like people are using. I will show you the demo which I have, and then you will understand. Basically, listeners is what event captures. Okay, so what are the events in the TestNg? Just like test case pass, fail. So those are the major events. Success. Okay, So those are the major events we are going to capture. The implementation says that we have some interfaces here, and those interfaces you have to first implement in some class, in some other class, okay? And then you have to bind that class to the particular test class. Just understand the logic. This is a listener. I test listener, okay? So
Yeah.
what you have to do, since it's an interface, first you will implement that interface in a class. So this is any class like I have created user any created class, and this is the ready-made class via TestNg.
Yeah.
Sorry, interface via TestNg. So first you will implement. So once you implement, it will obviously ask you that there are some what you call abstract method which you have to override. So we will do overriding and write the code for that. Once the code is written, then the final thing is that your test case, you will keep it separate. So test case and this class where you have written the listener, you have to bind it, make a binding between them. So when the binding is done, once you execute the test case, so this listeners will be executed. So like this kind of model is there, and we have to implement that model. So you can see here, I have some examples over here. Let me search here at the rate LISTE NER listeners. Search LISTE NER listener. Search. I remove this, then I search LISPENER listener. Search. Search. Consider that here. This is the listener, one listener, and it has some of the methods. So if first you go to this one, basically this is an interface. And where are these interfaces located? I will show you. There are so many listeners even in the TestNg. So since it's an interface and you implement this one, then it will ask you to implement all those methods. So you can just, for now, I can cut it and paste it somewhere temporary. You can see here. It is not asking to use unimplemented methods. It should ask me, right? So I'm going there. I test result test nudge. You can see there are some methods on start, on test success, on demand. So it's a default method. That's okay, no problem. So these are the methods. Okay, so all are default methods. Now they have changed it to default methods. Means no need to implement. It is better to implement those. So what I have done here, you can see I have implemented those methods. I will go there and I will paste it and explain you couple of things. You can see here. So these are the methods here: on finish, on start, on test failure, on test failure, on test skipped. So these are the events. Means if something is happening, so what code you are going to execute. So as of now, I have not written the code for all. Just put it as a blank. You can see here, there are some introduction about test result. So let me explain this because this is something very important. So when a test case is passed, fail, or whatever it happened with the test case, this test result, this is an interface, is captured the results. Okay, so that's why it is called test result. I'm going there. You can see here, created, it's -1, success 1, failure 2, okay, escape 3, success percentage failure 4, started 16. So like this kind of value it contains. Now the logic is that once the value is stored here, the runtime value. So based on the runtime value and the expected value, you can compare and then you can come to know whether your test case is pass or fail. So this is runtime value it holds. Once your test case will run, it will hold the value in that test result. And based on this, you can come to know whether your test case is passed or failed, right? Then you can design your test case in something like that. So you can see here, I have implemented this in the listener test. Somewhere must I have used this. So I'm just trying to look into that where I have used this. Somewhere must I have used, then I will search it. Hmm. So what I have to do, I have to write one class where I have to implement this. So first is design part. So design part is like that. It says that you design your listener in a class. And once you have written the code, means you see what code I have written. So for demo purpose, on failure, suppose that your test case failure. So I'm saying that result is this one. .get method name. So this will print you the method name. Basically for that I have written like that, and then I'm saying that this method test failed. So this is the message I'm printing. So similarly like that I can print the message for others. As this is for a script, so I will put here script. And this has to be changed here. So this is started. You can put a message called started. This has to be mapped. So I'm just matching. So this is past. So you can see already I have written this. So like this you can design. So these are the important things I have designed. One for failed, one for skipped, one for started, and one for past. So 4 things I have designed. Now my purpose is that I have to implement this in a test case. So let me find a test case where I can integrate it, because the class name is this one and I need to find a test case where I can integrate. So integration things I can do here. I think it's good one. Yeah, I can integrate it here. So for integration, it's saying that come here in the particular file and keep open side by side. So one is like where you have implemented the listener interface. So that class name and this a test case class name. It has to make some connection. So how you will make the connection? So that code you can see on the internet and I will show you. And the listener, this is annotation here basically. LISTEELISTNER listener annotation example. TestNg. You can see here same examples it has taken. So first you have to design something in a particular class. So I have designed something and then the integration part. So for integration part, it has done integration or not. Yeah, this is the integration. So what you have to do before class name, you see here before class name, you put this annotation. Just copy this and come here. Consider that this is one time activity, right? And suppose that you have 10 test cases. So in this class, you go there on the top and just put this code. So this is called annotation. First implement this and then the class name. You put it like this. This is the package name, I believe. Yes, this is the package name. So I will take the package name first and then the class name. This is the class name. And then dot class. Yes, this is the line of code you have to keep. But the confusion is that where we have to keep. So you have to keep on the before class. Consider that your test case is pass or failed. All the things it will capture and it will display that it's in the execution result. So let's run this. You will always execute your test case. So just right click and execute. So as of now, my every step is pass, pass, pass. Everything is pass. Now you see the results. You will see something. This message is coming. This message is coming that this is passed. Where is the passed on success? This is printing the method name, means whatever the test case method is coming, that method name successfully passed. Everywhere it will be printed like that. You see, started also printing. This test case started, this test case successfully passed. So event is captured. Okay. So the binding is done and then it will come in the output, whatever the message you have written there. So this is just for method name. That's why the method name is printed like this. And then dot 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 test started. You see here. So this is getting your method name. So based on the event, it is capturing and everything is controlled via this one. So once your test case is started, this captures the test case events. So this is temporary variable. I'm storing then and getting the method name, then dot 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 started. And when it is successfully passed, it is printing that successfully passed. Consider that I want to fail a test case and see that whether it is printing that message or not failed one. So one test case is failed as well. And now I will go and check whether it is failed or not. And see, successfully started, failed. This printing should print failed dot dot. Control F. I failed. You can see a test failed. Right, it's saying the test case started, but failed also it is printing. So the events is being captured and it automatically called. So that is called TestNg listener. So it was just example of first one. So I have so many examples of the listeners. So I will cover all the examples next classes. So just the basic things. And there are two ways. One is via class level and one via testng.xml level. So when you are using at class level, so you have to use at the late listeners annotation. You can see here, this is annotation. So at the rate listeners annotation you are using. So this annotations you are using, then you are integrating it. Package name dot class name dot class. So you have to write like that. So what it will take when it will execute this test case, this will be active in the background. And whatever the code you have written, based on the test case event, it will be called. Understand?
Yeah.
So like this, it works. Okay.
Yeah.
So I hope it is clear to you. And it was just first example of the listeners. I will have like more demos, so you will be more comfortable. The main thing is that I test result, okay, which captures the event, and based on that only we can control everything. The test case events. Okay then. Thanks
Yeah.
for joining today's session. Any doubt you have?
No, Rajiv.
You can go through the recording and it will help you. I will.
Yeah.
Okay then. Thank you.
Thank you.